Welcome everyone for the episode 2 of Umium Talks. And today we are going to talk about genome editing and CRISPR. So, starting with what is CRISPR? So, who would like to take this? Hirak,
Yeah, okay.
what is CRISPR?
Before this, we know about this genome editing. सबको actually CRISPR already पता था. So क्या हुआ in the late 1980s, scientists were working with the bacteria. So they have observed that inside this bacterial genome there is some sequence which are very similar to virus. So from their research, discovered that these are nothing but your bacterial adaptive immune defense system. So what happens when a bacteriophage attacks bacteria? So what happens? It delivers its RNA, its nucleic acid. This CRISPR that stands for clustered regularly interspaced palindromic short palindromic repeats. These are nothing but your viral genome sequence that are incorporated inside your bacterial genome. So whenever a virus attacks, delivers its nucleic acid, this CRISPR gene gets transcribed. So उसका ट्रांसक्रिप्शन हो जाता है. बहुत सारे कुछ CRISPR associated genes हैं like Cas9. Cas9 is actually nucleus protein. तो वो क्या करता है उसके साथ एसोसिएट करके उसको काट देता है. बाद में later in the 20s जेनिफर डोडनर Emmanuel Charpentier ने डिस्कवर किया कि if they can synthesize a guide RNA, they can manipulate and precisely target a particular gene segment.
मतलब ये बेसिकली बैक्टीरिया का ये है क्या इम्यून सिस्टम है क्या बैक्टीरिया का?
हाँ, it's a bacterial defense system, adaptive defense system actually.
तो बेसिकली जब मतलब बैक्टीरिया को कोई वायरस इन्फेक्ट करता है तो वो वायरस का कुछ पार्ट ले लेता है अपने.
It was used against viruses. Yes.
एक हाँ
सीक्वेंस ले लेता है, PAM sequence, right?
No.
हाँ, palindromic sequence.
No. I would like to clarify the things. It's not PAM sequence. There is a PAM is like adjacent to a spacer. So there is a small repeats and then a spaces. So what actually CRISPR-Cas system does, whenever a virus is attacking, so there are other proteins. There are so many CRISPR proteins that is called Cas protein. So the Cas1 and Cas2 are very common protein that usually cleave the viral DNA and then takes the specific spacer protein, and that's why it store memory. So whenever the same virus will attack, they will directly switch to the third stage and they will directly chop the viruses. So this is one of the biggest discovery in the history. Is like there was nothing such as called adaptive immunity to store memory before the CRISPR-Cas system. So this is the unique thing about CRISPR-Cas system. So
for which the unique sequences होता होगा ना? This must be unique sequences.
Yeah. So the can I share a screen? There is one slide.
No. I'm just asking that is it comparable to a humoral immunity that we are actually having, the human beings? Because human beings
definitely, inside human beings. So the right
like a humoral immunity. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So inside the human, the same way like antibodies are developed. The same way you can say that it stores this small portion, and that is called actually the protospacer. So here specifically CRISPR-Cas9 system. So this is a Cas9 protein, and suppose it's a machine which has two seizures, so it can just chop the specific part of the gene. So genes are some information inside the other viruses, or either it can be host, or if you are talking about the gene editing tools, so it can be there inside the human beings or wherever you are targeting. So these area are the one that you can modify, like you can synthesize your own nucleotide specific for a particular disease, or where you ever want to edit the portion. So this one you can modify this portion. So this is like
basically you can tell
guide
this is
RNA. Yes.
Guide RNA. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, this is the guide RNA. Means the guide RNA along with the CRISPR-Cas9 system works as a molecular seizures. So like they are called nucleases, these two portion, these RUC and H and H. So these are two different seizures. So these helps to cut these portion, and they can separate these target DNA into two exact blunted portions. So in the advancement of technology, it's like you can synthesize these guide RNA. So these guide RNA is like in the laboratory you can synthesize. If suppose you are trying to edit a cancer gene, so you can design this portion and it will definitely target.
परवेज एक क्वेश्चन है.
Yes. Yeah.
मतलब इसमें जब भी कट होता है ये ब्लंट क्यों होता है? Any specific reason?
Because देखो ब्लंट नहीं करना है तो तुम क्या कर सकते हो कि एक को म्यूटेट कर दो. सपोज यू आर म्यूटेटिंग वन सीजर, इट विल कट ओनली एट द वन पोर्शन.
व्हाई इट इज ब्लंट?
नहीं तो वो तो
ये Cas9 एक डाइमर होता है.
नेचुरल सिस्टम पे ब्लंट ही होता है ना ये.
हां नेचुरली ये क्या
No, is this Cas9 protein a dimer?
देखो मैं बता रहा हूँ. यहाँ पे देखो there are very conserved residue that is called PAM sequence. यही PAM sequence के जो upstream में जैसे यहाँ पे दिख रहा है that is called protospacer. ये वायरल जीनोम में होता है. तो इसी को रिकॉग्नाइज करता है. यस या 20-30 मतलब वो मतलब फिक्स है.
No, he is asking yes. Why it is called like why it is cutting exactly in the same place. It's why because it's not staggered.
Yes. Because
blunt क्यों है और sticky क्यों नहीं है? Sticky ends.
क्योंकि जो CRISPR-Cas9 है उसमें जो प्रोटीन्स हैं वो जो PAM सीक्वेंस होता है उसके जस्ट आगे एग्जैक्टली सेम पॉइंट्स पे दोनों काम करते हैं. इसीलिए वो मतलब ब्लंट एंड कट करते हैं. दोनों
आई थिंक ये एक तरीके का डाइमर या होमोडाइमर या होमोटेट्रामर होगा जो एक इमेज होगा एक ही जैसा जो बाइंड करता होगा, तभी ये प्रिसाइजली दोनों को काट पा रहा है ना.
मतलब
why blunt because they so let me see if it is
दोनों स्ट्रैंड पे एकदम एग्जैक्ट सेम पे काट गया तो वो ब्लंट होगा. दैट मींस
ब्लंट ही होगा.
इसकी वजह से वो सही बोल रहा है गौरव.
वो उसका स्पेसिफिसिटी है गौरव. मतलब गौरव जब वो कट करता है, ठीक है, जिस एग्जैक्ट सीक्वेंस को जैसे वो जो PAM सीक्वेंस है उसको एक्चुअली Cas प्रोटीन जो है वो रिकॉग्नाइज करता है और एग्जैक्टली उसका बाद वाले न्यूक्लियोटाइड को वो काट देता है. इट्स नॉट लाइक दोनों एक साथ वो काट करता है एक साथ. तो वो उसका कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स है जो Cas9 है ना, वो उसका कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है कट करने का, जो वो हमेशा ब्लंट एंटी कट करता है. इट्स नॉट लाइक कोई जैसे हम लोग EcoR1 या फिर कोई भी अलग रेस्ट्रिक्शन एंजाइम्स लेते हैं तो उसके वो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स होते हैं कि वो कट करने का कि ये इधर कट करेगा नीचे वाले इधर. तो Cas9 का वो
I was just speculating if it is a monomer or a dimeric protein. I think I cannot find it.
No, protein is monomer, but this protein has two domains. The first domain is the other nucleus, and the second domain is the other nucleus that you can see. RUC and H and H. These are two different nucleases. These are two different domains of same protein. If one is cutting at the bottom, the other will cut at the top at the same scale.
Okay, to summarize this, I think it means that this CRISPR is a technology that was present in bacteria, like to evade the attack of viruses, and that was kind of our immune response, and people studied it and found out that this can be used along with Cas9 protein to edit the genome.
Just a small correction.
So what we can do is Cas9 protein is already present in everywhere, like in all human beings.
But along with the Cas9 protein, it helps, like we can do the genome editing, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but what we do is for editing the genome, we don't have to give Cas9 protein from outside. It's already there inside.
Yeah, but it is used.
Only we have to design the guide RNA.
So the guide
it's
not
RNA,
like that. The guide RNA that you are designing, along with the guide RNA, you have to design a plasmid for Cas9, because a guide RNA is no, it's not like that. Because suppose you are designing a guide RNA, so this portion, the tools, the loop portion is like it fits into a specific Cas9. So these Cas9 you have to deliver inside the target where you are trying to edit, and this portion you can manipulate. So these are the specific.
There are a lot of varieties of Cas9, or like there's
no, I don't think so.
No, means actually, in the bacterial system, this is a single Cas9.
Okay.
And the same Cas9, if you are trying to insert in somewhere else, so you don't have to depend on the other Cas9. So guide RNA along with the Cas9, both either two plasmid you can deliver, or single plasmid with Cas9 gene as well as the guide RNA genes.
But why Cas9 gene is required actually? Because Cas9 is a protein which is present in every cell. So what I was thinking is, I was doing in the lab is, I was designing
Cas9. Cas system is a bacterial system. You can't find CRISPR system inside human beings.
Oh, and I am using this embryonic stem cells where we do not deliver any Cas9 protein inside. We are just designing this guide RNA, which are cloned into plasmids, and those are incorporated into the cells. Those guide RNAs get attached to the particular gene where we need to knock out the gene, and the Cas9 protein, they recruit the Cas9 protein from inside the nucleus, and they do the editing part.
No, so if there is availability, so already means you have already transferred the plasmid there, so that is different case. But anyway, you have to means transform the plasmid containing Cas9 if you want to completely perform this experiment. So along with the guide RNA, Cas9 is required, because the guide RNA will bind with the target position and it will recruit Cas9. So anyway, Cas9 is required.
Okay.
But Cas9 is not present in mammalian cells.
No, that was the discovery. If it was already present, then definitely there will be guide RNA. It will start targeting inside the cell.
Cas9 is already present. The gene is there, but as the guide RNA is not there, so it is not recruiting. It is not there is no translation of.
Then what is the point of Cas9 being there in the mammalian cells or in humans? If you do not have any mechanism for that.
If you will see this the complex view of guide RNA, this is exactly not a single RNA. This is the portion of CRISPR RNA, and the other portion is like viral genome. So this is the combination of two things. So if there is CRISPR-Cas9 protein inside the mammalian cell, definitely there will be CRISPR RNA. So there are certain limitations of targeting, toxicity, and low efficiency, and definitely unavailability of efficient delivery system. So because of that limitation, CRISPR-Cas9 system came into existence to overcome all these limitations.
It's more precise.
So what are the limitations in CRISPR-Cas9 basically? So we must be having some limitations that we are facing in CRISPR-Cas9 systems.
Yes, off target is obviously the main reason. Off target is still there, but there has been so many like experiment that has been done to overcome the off targeting. So that's why what people have done, they have mutated the nucleases, and then in some cases they have mutated both the nucleases, and they have formed a dimer, means two Cas system at a time. So it will be like, it's a very complex mechanism that is called nickase, Cas9 nickase, and there are so many technology, because these are like methods that can you use with the Cas9 system, and you can't use with the other like zinc finger and talon. That's why CRISPR-Cas9 is still working. Like you can modify the things to overcome the off targeting, like denickase and then nucleofexin, or like.
So you are telling that so many. CRISPR-Cas9 is very specific. Others are not that much specific.
Still, it's not. Still, it's not 100%, but still, it's better than the other tools.
Okay.
Most of all, it has bring down the cost of gene editing to like very cheaply. Now you can do very specific gene editing.
So that is like be grown faster.
Huge advantage for CRISPR right now.
Even actually, it has become a bit unethical right now. But you can deliver it to your home also and do some gene editing thing in your home also.
Kitchen. In your kitchen.
Exactly, in a kitchen also. It should be aseptic. It should be aseptic conditions.
Doing gene editing in the kitchen. Okay.
Parvez,
so moving on to
Tere slide before we move on, in that slide we saw other gene editing technologies. I mean, the option was not limited to CRISPR. We have other options too. Now, we might not have discussed it fully there, but still, maybe you can say in 1 or 2 lines how all those tools differentiate among themselves, and maybe how CRISPR stands out against all those 3 other genome editing tools. Because
actually,
CRISPR, as we know right now, it's a very popular tool. Everyone is using.
Or there are more, like just 3 are famous.
For now, what scientists have discovered is only this many.
Till now, there are
CRISPR being the most popular, right?
So, if we have any,
the basic thing is like there will be a nuclease. Nucleases will be there in all the system. So the delivery system will be different. Like in some cases, there will be a specific domains that can bind. So binding or means a specific targeting is one of the major factor in case of CRISPR-Cas system. That's why CRISPR-Cas9 has been found that it is very efficient. And in the upcoming days, the other types, like other subtypes of type 2 Cas system has been also introduced, like
these things
Cas13
are fine.
And so many things. So these are like
so CRISPR is basically evolving into better technology. It's still evolving.
Yes,
it's evolving. Yes,
better than the others. It's evolving, and so many.
Off-targeting will still remain the issue for CRISPR.
Yeah, but means
so like 1 month back,
to that.
I have a question.
Improving the off-target, they're working on this off-target effect. So
I have a question actually to Parvez. He was talking about the off-targeting thing. So basically, we have a 20 nucleotide sequence for guide RNA designing, right? So how can a 20 nucleotide big sequence be off-targeted? Because it's not like a short primer, like not 3 or 4 nucleotide long. It's a 20 nucleotide long guide RNA sequence.
Yeah, it's quite long.
So it is very
specific.
Less possibility. Yeah, very less possibility that it gets attached to some different location and cut the different gene. So how do you feel?
That is the case actually.
No, it's like
because
there is another thing. You don't need all the bases to pair with each other in order to bind, right? Anything that binds, it does not need. It's not a DNA. Like human chromosomal DNA that has to bind everything. It's an RNA. RNA can have few base pairs are binding, few base pairs are flying, then another few pairs are binding, and still the RNA will bind. It's not like all the bases have to bind.
Actually,
but the specificity is
but it has to be specific.
Specificity is because of the length. Is because of the length, but it cannot be 100% because it's not like not all the these
what Gaurav could be referring to is small RNAs.
Yeah,
small RNAs.
No, that is different.
Yes,
small RNAs. RNA interference is talking about.
Like gRNA is small enough, right? Guided
No.
Guide RNA
it's a different thing.
How much long?
It's just a guide 20 nucleotide long. It's a small RNA, but what he is talking about the small RNA interference, like
no. I'm saying like the size in size, it is small enough, right?
Size, yeah.
You can
like
take,
it is comparable to.
It will be 100 base pair. So suppose the 20 base pair will be the binding site. So 20 to 30 you can vary.
Okay.
So the week was talking about the non-specific. So if you can see from the bacterial point of view, so his comment was correct. Like it will be very specific. But when you comes to a very complex system like human beings or animals, so definitely there are variety of cells and different RNAs or DNAs. So chances of targeting is maximum when you introduce CRISPR-Cas system inside human cell, because it is a cells of like eukaryotic cells are very complex in nature. Still like people have modified, they have synthesized something very precise, and they have taken two Cas9, as I told. So that can take a very longer distance, and then definitely it can bind to a specific point.
No, recently I've watched some news regarding this CRISPR off system. So it's designed in California, University of California. So they managed to like specifically turn off the gene which was responsible for tau protein, which causes basically Alzheimer's, right? So they can basically switch off the gene and switch on the gene. It is with that specific. So it's now in works right now. So that is something very interesting right now. जो भी अभी जो नया advances हो रहे हैं.
Because that is single point mutation with high.
Exactly.
If it
उसमें
is
बहुत precision चाहिए.
Yeah, if it is a single gene, CRISPR is the technology to go. Yeah, it's advanced enough.
So, what are the things like? What are the applications which can be used? Like the major thing is the application part.
Yeah. So let's talk about the applications in medicine and diseases initially. Yeah. So
I see application. It has immense possibility and applicability, I would say, because although it is new, haven't been discovered so long before. Already we have seen from last 5 years, there is a lot of progress done on CRISPR-Cas editing, through which maybe the lung infection,
lung cancer,
lung
actually
cancer,
in China,
cystic fibrosis,
all the genetic disorders basically it can cover. But like in 2016 or 17, I guess some Chinese researchers tried to
2016, I believe,
cure lung cancer with CRISPR technology. So that was something amazing. Now we can target our worst enemy of humankind, which is cancer. Designer babies
actually, they were trying to create babies who can never have HIV, even if their parents had HIV.
Exactly. So all those things.
Interesting, actually. And
that was an interesting part of the designer baby.
But their study could not have been published in any peer-reviewed journal because the scientific community did not saw that as an ethical study. So
this designer baby thing, people start demanding, the parents start demanding that their baby should be having different colors here.
For now, it's very far.
It's like different hair color, green hair, red hair, and yellow hair. Like it's
but
eye color, you can easily do that. The eye color, I think it is possible.
It can be easily done. It can be.
Yeah.
Like if you are knocking out one of the immense good examples.
Guys, मतलब just imagine करो कि अभी जो चीज हम लोग बोलते हैं कि unethical है या फिर illegal बोलते हैं. In future, like not doing any CRISPR gene editing to your babies will be unethical. Can become unethical because you know he is going to suffer from some diseases, and you are condemning him, the new baby, to genetic diseases or death.
यहाँ पे देखो गौरंग, यहाँ पे
गौरंग जो बोला है सही बोला है,
ऐसा डिलेमा है जैसे if you are treating an inability, मतलब कोई किसी की inability है, if you are curing that is fine. Like if someone has a genetic blindness, okay, so if you are treating that is fine.
Examples,
but if you are enhancing an ability, you're not curing an inability, you're enhancing an ability. For example, if you want strong muscles, so that is that.
So I was going.
No, but right now this is
it becomes unethical. Yeah.
One of the article
who will decide on that? That is the problem.
That
who will
is
decide
very,
if it is
exactly
important.
I was going to one of the article where it was written that nowadays it is planned that in some places in world the military should not be having emotions. So that emotional genes, what all are responsible for
pain resistance.
So they won't be having those genes, those feelings, those they won't be feeling any pain or something like that. So they are like pretty much comparable to humanoids. Okay, they will just go to war, they will fight, they will die, they won't be having any attachments. So
these are
the possibilities.
So this all brings about
like once you start doing all these gene edits, you are basically opening a Pandora's box. Like there is immense possibilities.
It has immense possibilities, yes.
But it could be misused also, and we don't want that to happen.
Something to worry for another generation.
What I believe is CRISPR is quite exciting for all the researchers and even laymen people across the world, because it is so much exciting that people can look into it as a means of finding solution to their problems, like as you have mentioned about different diseases and like curing leukemia, curing building muscles, and we have. So I think people who are in a verge of, collapsing, I think CRISPR should be allowed for them. What I mean is, if you are having a child who is suffering or who is going to, maybe a child is going to be born, and a pregnant woman needs that kind of CRISPR delivered on her embryos. So for that, I think editing should be allowed. So that the
editing should be there on the ovum itself, not on the on the gamete itself, not on the what is called embryos. Okay, so if अगर तुम sperm लेते हो, अगर तुम eggs लेते हो, दोनों में तुम particular genes को knockout करते हो, ठीक है? Then they are made to fuse, and then what all possibilities will be there. In each possibilities there is no chance of having that particular gene, क्योंकि तुमने दोनों तरह से नॉकआउट कर दिया, फिर तुमने फ्यूज करवाया.
That will be very expensive.
कोई भी
doing genome editing in sperm, because sperm is like some billion of sperms, right?
And
you don't know which one.
In vitro का बात कर रहा होगा. नहीं, what Avik is speaking about is in vitro fertilization.
IVF
fertilization.
That is easier. That is
IVF. So in IVF, we actually fuse the males and sperms and ovum outside itself in a test tube.
But how many sperm cells do you take in IVF?
You pick few.
No, we take few. No. We
is it very precise? IVF is very precise.
No, the thing is not like that. The thing is कि you do a gene editing in a particular cell. Okay, it's not like कि तुम gene editing कर रहे हो और वो सब में हो रहा है एक साथ. It's a random thing, okay? तो ऐसे कुछ cells में gene edits होंगे, किसी में नहीं होंगे. तो हम लोग specificity से उसी cells को collect करेंगे जिसमें हुआ है. Then they are made to grow, क्योंकि वो फिर उससे वो मीडिया देख के बढ़ता है, फिर वो एक particular confluence में पहुंचता है, and then they are made to fuse outside, और फिर हम लोग उससे embryo collect कर पाएंगे.
It's not like what is the problem अगर हम सिर्फ एम्ब्रियो लें और उसमें जीन एडिटिंग करें तो?
प्रॉब्लम्स नहीं है, वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि हम लोग पहले से ही डिसाइडेड रहेगा अगर कि जैसे पेरेंट्स के पास, ठीक है, पहले से हम लोग डिस्कस रहेगा कि ये होना चाहिए, मेरे में ये प्रॉब्लम है. एक बार एम्ब्रियो आ गया तो उसमें तो तुमको पता चल गया, तो जीन प्रोफाइल पता चल गया क्या होगा नहीं होगा.
ना कि कभी भी जब तुम्हारे पास बेटर ऑप्शन रहेगा तो humanity will never settle for less.
Yes.
It is always the case.
there और छूट दे दो.
Better option है तुम्हारे पास.
No, options अभी दोनों actually applicable है. ऐसा कोई भी better कम option नहीं है. मतलब ये नहीं है कि वो better option है. दोनों actually applicable है अभी.
Gene editing in embryo, that is a better option.
See, gene editing in embryo क्या होता है? एम्ब्रायोज में नंबर ऑफ सेल्स काफी ज्यादा होते हैं, ठीक है. तुमने जीन एडिट कर दिया, किसी में गया, किसी में नहीं गया, फिर वो प्रोलिफरेट करता रहा, तो तो तुम्हारे जो सेल्स बनते हैं, नहीं समझ में आया, देखो एम्ब्रियो जो हुआ उसमें एक सर्टेन नंबर ऑफ सेल्स है ऑलरेडी, ठीक है। अब तुमने उसमें जीन एडिट्स किए, तो सब में तो तुम्हारा जीन एडिट नहीं हुआ, सब सेल्स में
एफिशिएंसी तो 100% नहीं होगा।
What if you do it in zygote?
Then you're coming to zygote. Yes. Then there is a one cell thing. तो zygote तुम्हारा एक सेल है. What is the rate of having one cell gene editing done? That is a very tough thing, right?
तो अभी एम्ब्रियो सेल्स जो इनिशियल स्टेज में जो एम्ब्रियो के सेल्स होते हैं उनको तुम सेग्रीगेट करके नए मीडियम में ग्रो नहीं कर सकते। इनिशियली लेट्स से 8 सेल स्टेज में आ गए, उसमें हमने एडिट कर दिया, फिर वहां से एक एडिटेड सेल लेके हम नहीं रख सकते क्या?
जैसे तुम मान लो कि 8 सेल स्टेज में कर दिए, ठीक है, तो ऑलरेडी उसमें डिफरेंशिएशन स्टार्ट होते रहा ऑलरेडी, ठीक है। फिर तुम उसमें मान लो तुमने किसी में किया कि वो क्या होता है ना, कोई सेल मान लो जो सेल टेकअप किया वो प्रोलिफरेट करा, ठीक है, और जिसमें तुमने प्रोलिफरेट नहीं किया वो ऑलरेडी डिफरेंशिएटेड था, वो वही डाई कर गया। तो इट्स नॉट दैट गुड ऑप्शन।
Can I interrupt?
Yeah, sure. This is all
It's
about
like it's like in case of in vitro fertilization, suppose you are targeting at embryo level, so there are so many cells. So what can you do? You can screen the cells like using PCR or FISH. FISH is a technology like there you can screen the cell, and then you can transfer the desired embryo in the ovary or wherever you want to just.
Acha, coming back to this, the applications in curing diseases. So what are the diseases? Can we cure cancer?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's been done already.
We can do that.
There's so many reports and studies are already going on.
सबसे एक्साइटिंग मुझे क्या लगता है पता है, ये सब में अगर क्रिस्पर से एजिंग क्योर कर पाए तो बड़ा मजा आएगा, क्योंकि एजिंग बेसिकली होता क्या है, पाइलिंग अप ऑफ डीएनए डैमेजेस। हाँ, वी आर लाइक ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ इयर्स, हाँ, तो cells basically piling up all the DNA damages. If we can cure those DNA damages which are happening with the CRISPR, तो भाई aging मतलब तुम reverse भी कर सकते हो, anti aging भी, मतलब actually इस पे बहुत ज्यादा research भी चल रहा है.
Shortening of telomere is dependent on lot of
other factors. Yeah, exactly.
So if you are if you are kind of manipulating the other factors also, that is also working. So like there are a lot of targets, there can be lot of targets which can be
future में मतलब हम extraterrestrial life के लिए भी अपन कुछ कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि for aging के लिए in nature have like what is that मैं भूल गया उसका नाम, अरे हमने बताया तो था ना, जो क्रैब की तरह होता है, that never ages basically, उसका नाम भूल गया मैं, और lobster exactly, lobster never ages, उसमें कुछ ऐसे जीन्स है,
never ages मतलब
it never dies by getting older. Okay,
if you keep the lobster it will die,
it will live indefinitely unless someone
you can think about starfish
he
also,
will never die.
Starfish
even flammarion are there.
I think इसका telomerase जो एंजाइम में मतलब कंस्टिट्यूटली मतलब वो एक्सप्रेस होता रहता है और उसमें जो भी उसका जो रिपेयर मैकेनिज्म है वो इतना स्ट्रांग है कि उसमें डीएनए डैमेज जैसे पाइल अप नहीं होते. बेसिकली इफ वी लुक एट इट, एजिंग इज अ डिजीज व्हिच इज इनकॉम्पिटेंसी ऑफ आवर डीएनए रिपेयर.
That we can take as a model what is happening in that.
Exactly.
जीन को लेके ह्यूमन में लेके मतलब इंसर्ट कर सकते हैं.
हाँ, वही तो उस पे कर सकते हैं स्टडी.
मतलब
वो काफी इंटरेस्टिंग लगा ये.
लॉबस्टर का प्राइस काफी सस्ता होगा फिर, क्योंकि उसका एजिंग हो नहीं रहा है.
गौरव भाई
नंबर बढ़ता जा रहा है,
तो ये काफी
अच्छा
सही है,
बिजनेस कर सकते हो तुम.
एग्जैक्टली,
शेल्फ लाइफ बहुत ज्यादा है उसकी.
वही
मतलब ये एजिंग जो है मतलब ओनली टेलोमेरेज एक्टिविटीज पे डिपेंडेंट है क्या और भी
नहीं,
कुछ है?
there are a lot of factors which
Mostly, but
affects this
telomere is
telomere,
one
This is
side.
one of
the
them.
size of telomere.
अच्छा
हाँ, जैसे कि सुपर ऑक्साइड्स जो तुम्हारी बॉडी में प्रोड्यूस होते हैं, तुम जो
हाँ
ऑक्सीजन
हाँ
ले रहे हो, that is
एग्जैक्टली
converting into super oxides, O2 minus,
हाँ
whatever.
पेरोक्साइड्स
हम्म,
वगैरह भी है हाँ
Yeah.
Super oxides are toxins for your body.
Say we now have understood about CRISPR and how it is used in gene editing, and we know why we do gene editing. That is to enhance or to get rid of some problems. मान ले अभी हम छह के पास अभी एक सुपर पावर है. In fact, it is a superpower in our hand now. Each one of us, what we would like to do with this superpower of gene editing. तू अपने लैब में बैठ के कौन सा वो रिसर्च करना चाहेगा या कौन सा एडिटिंग करना चाहेगा?
That's a very interesting
Bye.
question, actually.
wings
तू
wings
क्या
for
करना
me for
चाहेगा?
sure, bro. I just want to fly up.
तो बर्ड का
Wings,
जीन ले
wings
लेना.
for sure.
Will you need
और उसमें
passport and visa for that?
नहीं चाहिए भाई, कुछ नहीं चाहिए, बस उड़ना है.
International border cross करते हुए तुमको anti aircraft से निकाल
there's one problem. You know what?
I don't
There are
like-
there are some people who can't see color. Do you know that
Yeah.
issue? They
Color
use
blindness.
special
Color
glasses.
blindness.
Yeah.
हाँ, they use
Color blindness.
special glasses
Yeah,
to
yeah.
correct. नहीं, color blindness तो एक बात हो गई, लेकिन एक होता है ना, एक special glasses आता है which
हाँ.
allows them to see
हाँ हाँ आता है
color.
उसी उसमें मतलब
हाँ which help
Mhm.
which
Yes.
help look them, हाँ right.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
So maybe that can be.
तो
in
वो
area
क्या वही है ना, कलर ब्लाइंडनेस का क्योर है ना वो. If you wear those glasses, you will see the color.
color. In a way, I'm not sure how we can call. You can technically call this as a color blindness, but I'm not sure how that glass works to solve that problem. Because if that has
Exactly.
solved the problem, there is
Uh-huh.
no color blindness, right? So it means that some part of the eyes is working. Maybe it's just that the filtering of the light is not happening properly. So you can't really tell it as color blindness. Because that person is still able to see with the right glasses.
एक कोई यूट्यूबर था बहुत फेमस था, उसको है कलर ब्लाइंडनेस, तो उसने वही फर्स्ट टाइम वो ग्लासेस पहन के वीडियो बनाया था, वो याद है, बहुत पुराना है.
देखा मैंने, शायद शेयर किया था ग्रुप में हम लोग ने.
मैंने ऐसा बहुत सारा वीडियो देखा है. lot of videos have been shared, and it is quite exciting to see them the color.
Okay,
so they are relying on glasses. My point was,
Gaurav,
how can we use CRISPR?
हाँ,
गौरव भाई आगे.
CRISPR परवेज.
तो ये नाइट ब्लाइंडनेस जो है या जो भी कलर वाला जो प्रॉब्लम है उसका मतलब क्या है, बेसिस क्या है, जेनोम से रिलेटेड है या विटामिन वगैरह का कमी है, क्या है ये मुझे एग्जैक्ट पता नहीं है. सो
ना जेनेटिक, इट इज अ जेनेटिक डिसीज.
जेनेटिक है तो अब देखना पड़ेगा ना कि उसमें किसी चीज को म्यूटेट करके या कोई उसको नया जैसे कलर स्पेसिफिक.
आई थिंक वो एक्स लिंक्ड ही है ना, एक्स लिंक्ड. हां, एक्स क्रोमोसोम लिंक डिसीज है, आई एम गेसिंग, नॉट श्योर.
तब तो then I think it's possible because where there is chances of editing, definitely you can use CRISPR-Cas9 and you can try.
चलो परवेज भाई, तुम्हारा सुपर पावर बताओ यार. अगर तुम ऐसे मतलब अंडरग्राउंड लैब सेटअप कर रहे हो क्रिस्पर का खुद के ऊपर ट्राई करने के लिए, हाँ, तो क्या करोगे?
थोड़ा बहुत काम किया हूँ, लेकिन अनएथिकल चीजें तो नहीं करूंगा. डेफिनेटली सोसाइटी के लिए
एथिकल बताओ ना.
अबे वो
जो चल रहा है रिसर्च,
मेरे विंग्स अनएथिकल थोड़ी है यार.
इमेजिन करना अनएथिकल थोड़ी है.
इमेजिन करना, अरे इमेजिन कर रहे हो अनएथिकल चीज, मतलब वो सोच कर रखे.
भाई परवेज ने पहले क्लियर कर दिया कि मैं अनएथिकल कुछ नहीं
करूंगा.
डेफिनेटली जो सोसाइटी के लिए जो भी बेस्ट चीजें चल रहा है आदमी उसी में ट्राई करेगा, उसको थोड़ा सा जो भी मॉडिफाई करना वो करेगा. ये कोई नया कोई शौक नहीं है. वी ऑल आर टेम्पररी हियर, so my belief system is very different, so I can't manipulate something like the Lulu and Nana was there, so I am not in support of them. So definitely it was designed to cure diseases and modify things for the betterment of society, but they are definitely different things. So in future, if people are doing just for the sake of benefit, then it's fine. Like it's not like you are manipulating and you are enjoying just for fun. So it's nothing for fun. It's like for solving the problem.
No, but
So I
let's
will
say कि
definitely
अगर
go.
in like 50 years future when humanity becomes multiplanetary, ठीक है, तो
Yes.
जो भी चीजें हमें मार्स पे रहने के लिए चाहिए या फिर जो भी चीजें लेट्स से एनी अदर
हाँ, तो
प्लैनेट पे रहने के लिए चाहिए, तो उसके
हाँ,
लिए
वही है ना, वो
जो हम सोच रहे हैं, बट वो अभी के लिए हमें सुपर पावर ही लग रही है कि लाइक दिस पर्सन कैन लिव ऑन विदाउट वेयरिंग एनीथिंग दैट कैन
कुछ ऐसा किया, ठीक है कि मान ले ऐसा सुपर पावर आ जाए, तुम बहुत कुछ हेल्प कर सकते हो बाहर के लोगों को, अपने ह्यूमैनिटी को हेल्प कर सकते हो, तो तुम क्या चाहोगे?
ठीक है, उसमें
क्या अपने में जीन
वही बोल रहा हूँ ना कि
खुद
कोई
में
भी
क्या
चीज
जनरेट करोगे?
खुद में
क्या
तो
करोगे?
अभी
मान लो कि तुम कुछ बाहर कुछ तो गौरव
मतलब अपने के लिए, अपने फायदे के लिए
ना दूसरों के फायदे के लिए अपने में क्या करोगे?
अपने में जैसे तुमको एक्समैन बनना है, मान लो
बाय,
हाँ, म्यूटेंट बनना है, खुद को म्यूटेशन में खुद में म्यूटेशंस लाने हैं, तो क्या करोगे?
अरे तो बहुत सारे मूवीज में तो दिखाया तो है, क्रिस्पर ही है क्या, क्रिस्पर से बढ़िया टेक्नोलॉजी है।
गौरव तुम क्या करोगे? गौरव
तो बहुत छोटा
एनहांस मेमोरी, मतलब ऐसा कि पुराना सब याद है, जितना भी देखा हुआ है भूल ही नहीं रहा
भाई।
एक बार बुक पढ़ लिया और दूसरा बार पढ़ना नहीं है,
और दोबारा बार देखना नहीं, रिवाइज नहीं करना मेरे को,
पागल होकर मर जाओगे।
रिसर्च पेपर का पन्ना ऐसे पलट दिया, पूरा एक लाइन याद हो गया पास, साइटेशन सहित।
गर्लफ्रेंड का एबिलिटी,
या फास्ट लर्निंग, फास्ट रीडिंग एंड एनहांस मेमोरी।
ये बहुत सही लगा मेरे को।
पापा जी तुम बताओ।
ये ऑलरेडी ये काम कर रहा है ना इस पे तुम्हारा
पापा जी ऑलरेडी,
एलन मस्क,
वो
न्यूरल लिंक पे काम कर रहा है।
हाँ, तो वही न्यूरल लिंक पे, तो वो तो है ही, मतलब एनहांस मेमोरी करेगा, तुम कुछ भी अपने इमोशन स्टोर कर सकते हो, ये भी है, वो काम कर रहा है, तो दैट इज क्वाइट सिमिलर। तो वो एक्चुअली देखने वाले इन नियर फ्यूचर,
दैट इज अ होल अदर टॉपिक फॉर अनदर डे।
हाँ, आई एम नॉट डिस्कसिंग ओवर हियर, या his thing is going to come true in near recent future.
हिरक,
हाँ, yes,
tell us your superpower.
Zoom का बहुत प्रॉब्लम होता है, लॉक आउट हो जाता है।
कोई बात नहीं भाई, तुम
अरे कोई नहीं,
तुम बताओ यार, क्या
हम सबने उसमें 2 साल गुजारे हैं।
मैंने तो 3 साल गुजारे हैं भाई।
मैंने भी
सबने गुजारे हैं भाई।
हाँ गौरव, अरे यार वो दिन क्या थे गौरव, तुम्हारे साथ ये बातें करने लगूंगा तो फिर ये जूम खत्म हो जाएगा मीटिंग।
तो आगे बढ़ते हैं,
ऑफ टॉपिक हो जाएगा।
और
मैंने अभी तक कुछ सोचा नहीं अभी तक, लेट्स सी। आई थिंक दिस CRISPR का is still in the early stages. We have not realized its true potential. So जब true potential realize हो जाए, मैं भी तब कुछ सोचूंगा क्या करना है, क्या नहीं।
I want to ask the applications in food, because you have worked in agricultural and food, काम किया है ना इसमें तुमने?
Okay, agriculture में देख, just like medicine, agriculture में बहुत सारा like application है इसका ऑलरेडी, ठीक है। For example, तो yield का बात कर लें, ठीक है। By 2050, it's expected that the world population reach 9.5 or maybe 10 billion. Okay, so the
only
food,
I think it will exceed more than that.
No.
अभी तो 7.9 कुछ है,
7 है,
अभी
8 ही है गोया, अभी 8 ही है।
हाँ, तो सिर्फ मान ले 10 बिलियन पे पकड़ ले, but 2 billion is still बहुत है। So the food supply will be increased. Okay, so
is it?
What you can
because
do?
I think I have read that we have scarcity of food. Most amount of food is used to make liquor and all. It's not
even the food supply is not actually right.
Yeah.
सिंपली डंप किया जा रहा है। बड़े-बड़े इंडस्ट्रीज में जाओ, कंपनीज में जाओ, मेरे भैया ही रहते हैं गल्फ।
There are some places like where we have excess food. There is
नहीं तो फेंक
countries like Africa where there is no food
in the world.
मतलब ऐसे खाने फेंके जाते हैं जो नॉर्मली अगर यहाँ किसी को दे दो ये पूरा गांव खा लेगा। बर्बाद हो रहा है।
चाइना में सब खाना फेंकने में भी बैन लगा दिया ना अभी फिलहाल। तो तुम रेस्टोरेंट में आते हो, तुम खाना फेंकते हो, तुम्हें चार्जेस लग जाएंगे चाइना में।
नहीं
सो
इंडिया में भी ऐसा होना चाहिए
और
एक्चुअली पहले ये जापान में था ये वाला सिस्टम, फिर यूरोप में जर्मनी वगैरह में
यूरोप जर्मनी में बहुत है।
यस, तो लेकिन अभी ये शुरू हुआ चाइना में कि चाइना वाले बहुत फेंकते थे, अभी उसमें लग गया चार्जेस, तुम फेंकोगे तो तुम्हें चार्जेस लगेंगे एक्स्ट्रा।
तो सही किया है, मुझे लगता है
इंडिया
कि
में
अफ्रीका जैसे लोकेशंस पे लोगों को खाना नहीं मिलता, पानी नहीं मिलता।
एनीवेज बैक टू द पॉइंट हिरक, तो तुम बताओ कि यील्ड बढ़ाना है, पहली बात है। दूसरी बात
तो यील्ड बढ़ाना है कि बहुत सारे जीन्स हो गया, सपोज साइटोकाइनिन होगा तो उसको इनकॉर्पोरेट कर सकता है तो यील्ड बढ़ाने के लिए, ठीक है। और एबायोटिक स्ट्रेस मान ले,
न्यूट्रिशनल कंटेंट भी बढ़ाएगा।
एग्जैक्टली, एबायोटिक स्ट्रेसेस, ये बहुत बड़ा चीज है। Biotic stresses and biotic stresses both.
Biotic stresses both. कोई suppose कोई drought tolerant या फिर वो salinity tolerant कोई gene है, exactly, तो use कर सकता है। You can just engineer that plant rise culture.
Can you change like, is it there? Can you change flavors of something? Like if you want to make a tomato,
you can easily.
You can.
If you want to make mango more sweeter.
These things are already done, right? I mean, it's already available in the market.
I think it's possible.
I've read studies that in this cannabis plant, they are working on they're using CRISPR to enhance flavors of that.
You can. It's possible.
Earlier it was just about the content, that you increase the THC content, it will get you more high. But now people are more specific to how it makes me feel. So they are okay. The smell should be like this. The buzz should be like this. So there are a lot of compounds called cannabinoids instead of just THC. So these composition of this cannabinoids changes the flavor and the kind of feel that you have. So
people will get more addicted.
They are studying this and they are creating varieties, more and more varieties, to make them feel in a different way. So it's not just about the concentration of THC anymore. So maybe this can be done in food also. Like if you want to change the flavor or something and something like that.
Yeah.
Color, flavor, nutrition value, everything.
For example, if someone is growing coffee, and if you can make coffee stronger, if let's say by 20% he's making a coffee stronger, then at the same rate he has to sell very small amount of coffee. So in a very small land, he'll be like producing worth a lot, right?
At the same time, you have to consider the byproduct, like how these byproducts are affecting the human bodies. Like in flavor tomato, the problem was digestion. In other thing, there might be some other problem in the body. So at the same time, you have to focus that thing. Like if you are implementing something, definitely there will be a drawback. So you have to consider that thing first, and then you can start the.
Another application I think can be they are using these algae. So they're
biofuels.
Biofuels.
They're
so what they're doing is
algae
so that they can increase the
oil.
Biomass.
So the oil
increase the biomass. That's all.
No. They produce fat. These algae produce fat, and those fats are oil, and these oils can be used as
Suppose you are trying to produce ethanol, so either biohydrogen, bioethanol. So there are specific enzymes that are responsible for the production, either in fossil fuels, means like, so those enzymes you can modify, so they will start replicating faster and they will produce means at the higher amount of time. So that you can do easily, like in Saccharomyces cerevisiae, the production of ethanol that you can enhance, or in E. coli you can enhance NADH hydrogenase, dehydrogenase you can mutate, or one you can enhance, so it will increase the production of biohydrogen. So these all are biofuels, safest one. So there you can use this technology. It's like
anyone have heard this Jatropha thing?
Jatropha.
Yeah.
Jatropha.
So basically, they are used as a plant that is used to extract for bioethanol. Yeah, so that can be used as a biofuel too. Yes. So recently, this biofuel that has been derived from Tetropa is used to fly aeroplanes, aeroplane fuels. So it's a great thing. But
have you heard of this plant, Thelicres? It's like a simple grass kind of thing. So this grass, Thelicres. So what they did, they genetically modified the root of that grass to actually to respond to nitrogen oxide. Okay, so this nitrogen oxide is released in the landmines. So if there are landmines somewhere, and if you put this grass over that, the roots are going to detect this nitrogen dioxide or nitrogen monoxide.
Yeah, I think it's dioxide. Color or what?
So what it changes color. It changes color from green to red. Right, yeah. And then you can detect that there's a landmine there. That's a very expensive thing to detect a landmine.
Actually, biotech things are very expensive.
Every year there are a lot of landmines that are detonated just because it is very hard to detect. And because at the times of world wars, there are a lot of places there these landmines are installed, and now there are children's park over there. So this is one of the you see
so I had one question regarding this nitrogen fixation. So we have like leguminous plants they do nitrogen fixation basically, right? So we need rhizobium for that. Right, so that they will basically have a symbiotic relationship with the leguminous plant. So can we do something like we do not require rhizobium anymore? So can we make any changes to the leguminous plants itself that they can directly fix atmospheric nitrogen, and then they can absorb the nitrogen which is required for them? So have you guys come across anything like this, or can we use CRISPR technology to do this kind of applications in future? Any
I think
insights?
You have a good question. I think I don't know that this thing has been done.
But yeah,
I think it's possible.
I think it's possible. It's quite possible, and you don't need a leguminous plant for that. You can do a CRISPR.
Basically, any plant.
Any plant.
Any plant you can take and it can fix nitrogen.
Nitrogen. That's all.
Yeah, because
what you need a constitutive promoter. That's all.
Like ammonia and other sources of nitrogen, because from air you can't get nitrogen because it's not at this level, the surface level. So definitely anyway the plant has to take it out from the soil. So definitely
but basically atmosphere has 70% of nitrogen, right? Like it's more easier to absorb nitrogen from the air air rather than from the soil. That's what I feel. Because 70% of air is nitrogen.
If you will see at the surface of Earth surface, so the quantity is very less as compared to oxygen or carbon dioxide. That is the big issue. Like you can't.
I'm not sure.
70%.
So I have a doubt here. Okay, so the question is.
No, the same plant you can modify and it can replace rhizobium, or it can directly take from soil. That can be a possibility.
Gaurang, rhizobium is a bacteria, right?
Yeah.
And you're telling to clone this,
I'm just saying basically bacteria what it does, plants. it will fix the atmospheric nitrogen, and then basically give it to the it will convert it to nitrates or nitrites, and then plant will basically absorb it, right?
That I understood. Yeah, true. But the thing is, you're telling to incorporate this bacterial gene into plant. That's all. So Hirak will answer. So is it possible, Hirak?
See, in case of BTs, like bacterial thuringiensis, we have already done it, right? Like BT cotton and all those things.
Yes.
It can be possible, that is for sure. But will it work, or do we know anyone working on that?
No, so to check actually.
मतलब कोई तो काम कर रहा है कि नहीं उस पे, वही पूछना था. कोई मतलब उसमें एडवांसेस है या नहीं?
इसके बाद चालू करते हम लोग सर्च करते हैं. But that is a good thought actually. तो अगर कोई काम नहीं कर रहा होगा तो we should start working.
चालू करते हैं.
जीन तो
Because when we
incorporate
think
करने के,
about
लेकिन
CRISPR ना,
What is Gaurav?
mainly research जितने भी आर्टिकल आते हैं या
लाइट
पेपर
कट
पब्लिश
गया
होते
था।
हैं, तो CRISPR
अच्छा,
देख
अच्छा,
ह्यूमन में ही अप्लाई करने का सोचते हैं सब। That's
नहीं ऐसी
their
बात नहीं है।
main focus।
ह्यूमन में
में आप-
एक्चुअली ह्यूमन में तो एक्चुअली
मतलब
एथिकली
लोग
नहीं है
सोच
यूज
रहे हैं।
करना।
एथिकल तो नहीं है
ह्यूमन जो
अभी।
है मतलब ग्रेडी है, तो ह्यूमन अपने फायदे के लिए चीज अप्लाई करते हैं, ये नहीं कि ह्यूमंस में ही करते हैं।
Exact.
अगर ह्यूमंस को अगर जैसे फ्लैश चाहिए, अभी मीट चाहिए, देखो टिश्यू इंजीनियरिंग के थ्रू मीट
सब जगह लगा देगा।
हाँ भाई, वो
Human क्या
बहुत
है?
बहुत
It's a
ज्यादा
good thing
एक्साइटिंग
ना।
है भाई ये।
ये तो
हाँ।
अच्छी बात है, ये तो ग्रेडी नहीं है, ये एक्चुअली तो
हाँ मतलब
Best
नहीं, एक
part
तरफ
है बोलने
ऐसे
से।
जगह पे एप्लीकेशन होना चाहिए
तो
जहाँ
ह्यूमन
पे
तो हमेशा
ह्यूमन
अपने फायदे के
affected
लिए
ना
काम
हो।
करेंगे।
हिरक व्हाट दिस थिंग्स अब टिश्यू इंजीनियरिंग का क्या हाल है आईआईटी गुवाहाटी में? नया कुछ डिस्कवरी या
मैं तो चलता ही रह रहा है कुछ ना कुछ, विमल सर के नाम देखना पड़ेगा।
वही तो उसीलिए तो पूछ रहा हूँ क्या ऐसा कुछ आ रहा है कि नया कुछ यहाँ? अभी तो वहाँ पे ना कुछ लिवर का या फिर किडनी
लिवर का है
एंड
तक, आई
हार्ट।
थिंक
लिवर का तो हो गया था।
कुछ है।
लिवर
और बताओ इस पर, इसका तो हम लोग डिस्कस किया ही नहीं। कोविड का मतलब एप्लीकेशन किस पे?
अच्छा देखो, कोविड में क्रिस्पर का जो रोल है अभी तक उतना कुछ खास है नहीं।
नहीं,
सिर्फ
मैं
एक
कुछ पढ़ा था, कुछ डिटेक्शन किट बनाया बहुत, मतलब
हाँ
Detection
डिटेक्शन
kit
किट
बनाया,
बना
exactly।
डिटेक्शन किट बनाया, बट दैट इज नॉट रिकमेंडेड बिकॉज मेरे मतलब
वो
कॉलेज
एक
में
एक वो एफडीए हैज ऑलरेडी अप्रूव्ड द किट एक्चुअली।
ये जो सारे जो एथिकल कंसर्न्स है ना क्रिस्पर बेस्ड सेल, आई मीन जो सेल थेरेपी है,
हाँ तभी
तो
ये
इस पेपर में ना न्यू ट्रीटमेंट जो है लेट स्टेज लंग कैंसर पे इसको अप्लाई किया है, एंड रिजल्ट हैज बीन क्वाइट ट्रेमेंडस, एंड दिस माइट बूस्ट अप द कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल इन पीपल्स माइंड अबाउट द सेफ डिलीवरी ऑफ क्रिस्पर Cas based gene editing.
Also doing it actually because क्या होता है कोविड में ऑक्सीजन डिपेंडेंसी कम करने के लिए मतलब यूज कर रहे हैं। ठीक है, जब ये ग्लाइकोलाइसिस के थ्रू एटीपी और ये सब प्रोसेस होता है तो उसमें ऑक्सीजन का कंजम्पशन बहुत ज्यादा होता है। तो ये 2BG क्या होता है, वो ग्लाइकोलाइसिस प्रोसेस को मतलब इनहिबिट कर देता है। ठीक है, ब्लॉक
वही शुगर नहीं है ना, वही बात है एग्जैक्टली।
हाँ, तो मतलब एनर्जी बहुत
कम मिल रहा है,
कम मिल रहा है या मिल नहीं रहा है या खत्म हो रहा है, और उसके डिप्लीशन, ऑक्सीजन डिप्लीशन के कारण ये इसका ग्रोथ भी हॉल्ट हो जाता है।
एग्जैक्टली। और मैं इसका ये पढ़ रहा था, कोविड का जो डिटेक्शन किट बनाया था ना, और MIT के ब्रॉड इंस्टीट्यूट में बनाया था। ठीक है,
और ये ना हम
एफडीए ऑलरेडी अप्रूव्ड है एक्चुअली। तो ऐसे काम करते हैं कि पहले हम लोग जैसे आर्टिफिशियल हम लोग सैंपल लेते हैं, ठीक है, सैंपल लेके उसको क्या कहते हैं आरएनए आइसोलेशन करते हैं, लेकिन आर्टिफिशियल में तो हम लोग इंस्ट्रूमेंट यूज करते हैं ना। तो हो सकता है बहुत जगह में तुम्हें इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फैसिलिटीज नहीं है, आर्टिफिशियल मशीन नहीं है, थर्मल नहीं है, तो उसमें क्या कर सकते हो, तो तुम उसको जस्ट थर्मल एप्लीकेशन कर सकते हो आरएनए को लेकर आइसोलेशन के बाद। ठीक है, तो उसके बाद क्या करोगे, जस्ट लाइक
कर सकते हो
थर्मल एप्लीकेशन। ठीक है, लैम्प बोलते हैं, टेक्निक है। तो उसमें तो एप्लीकेशन होता है एट सिंगल टेम्परेचर, नॉट लाइक पीसीआर कि तुम 92 दोगे फिर 70 फिर अगेन बढ़ाओगे, तो उसमें एक ही टेम्परेचर में वो एप्लीकेशन हो जाता है। ठीक है, सिंगल टेम्परेचर, तो तुम्हें उतना अच्छा कोई सोफिस्टिकेटेड मशीन नहीं चाहिए। तो उसके बाद क्या करते हैं, एप्लीकेशन के बाद वो लोग ना जो वायरस को जो आरएनए होता है ना, वो एक मतलब Cas13 एक्चुअली प्रोटीन है, वो सिमिलर टू लाइक Cas9, तो उसके साथ इनकॉर्पोरेट करते हैं। ठीक है, तो उस पर एक रिपोर्टर लगाते हैं। ठीक है, तो अगर वो आरएनए सैंपल जो तुमने आइसोलेट किया है आफ्टर एम्प्लीफिकेशन, तुम उसमें जब डालोगे उसमें क्या होता है, अगर वो वायरस जीन है, वायरल प्रोटीन या फिर जीन एक्सप्रेस है, तो क्या करो, Cas13 उसको जाके जो गाइड आरएनए हम लोग ने दिया है उसमें रिपोर्टर लगा हुआ है ना, तो वो जाके जब बाइंड करेगा तो ये Cas13 क्लीव कर देगा, तो उसके बाद वो रिपोर्टर अलग हो जाएगा, तो उसके बाद वो तो डिटेक्ट कर सकते हो। रियल टाइम पीसीआर
जैसे वो हम लोग पढ़े थे ना,
इसको क्रिस्पर का यूज किया तुमने, सही किया, समझ रहा हूँ।
जैसे स्कॉर्पियन था, वो हम लोग पढ़े थे ना, 2 प्रॉप रहेगा, पास में रहेगा तो मतलब फ्लोरिश नहीं करेगा, जैसे दूर होगा तो
एक्चुअली इसमें रिपोर्टर वो को गाइड आरएनए के साथ ही वो इंकॉर्पोरेट करते हैं। ठीक है, तो गाइड आरएनए वो जो वायरल के डेटा के साथ बाइंड करेगा, उसके बाद जब क्लिप होगा तो क्लिप होने के साथ वो रिपोर्टर अलग हो जाएगा।
यस
तो
ये
वो उसका डिटेक्शन करता है।
2020 में पब्लिश हुआ था।
हाँ, 20 में पब्लिश हुआ था।
नेचर में पब्लिश हुआ और उसके बाद इसी के बेस
नेचर नहीं, आई थिंक ये वाला इसमें हुआ, न्यू इंग्लैंड जर्नल ऑफ मेडिसिन।
हाँ, किट बना था ना, इसी बेसिस पे फिर किट बनाया बाद में।
हाँ एग्जैक्टली, आई थिंक न्यू इंग्लैंड जर्नल ऑफ मेडिसिन में पब्लिश हुआ था।
तो क्रिस्पर का जो सबसे बड़ा लिमिटेशन है कि अभी तक जितना भी हम लोग क्रिस्पर Cas3, Cas9, Cas12 जो भी हम लोग सुन रहे हैं, तो मतलब हाईली रिकमेंडेड है डीएनए के लिए। आरएनए पे आते हैं तो चांसेस फ्लॉप का ज़्यादा बढ़ जाता है। आरएनए मतलब आरएनए के साथ इसका सेपरेट स्टडी है जो चल रहा है, अभी भी इम्प्रूवमेंट उस पर जारी है और बहुत यूनिक स्टडी, अलग तरह का स्टडी भी चल रहा है।
नॉट ओनली दैट यार, ये जो वायरस है ना, वायरस तो इतना म्यूटेटिंग है, इतना म्यूटेट कर रहा है, तो वो उसको तुम क्या उसमें एडिट करोगे? बोलो, एडिट करोगे? वो एडिट के पहले खुद ही म्यूटेट कर रहा है।
अरे नहीं, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर joining again in this session, guys. Omnium Talks is really happy to have you with us, and on behalf of the entire team, we'd like to thank you, and we hope that this discussion on CRISPR Cas9 system and how it can be used for genome editing would have been.
If you have any concern, please drop in the comment section and like the video.
Yeah, and someone from our team will definitely
सब्सक्राइब भी कर लेना भाई। हर वीक में कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग डिस्कशन लेके आएंगे। होपफुली आपको मजा आ रहा है।
कमेंट में बता दीजिए।
और कोई इंटरेस्टिंग अगर टॉपिक आपको लगे तो आप
कमेंट में डालिए, हम उसे पिक करेंगे और नेक्स्ट टॉपिक ऑफ डिस्कशन भी रख सकते हैं। तो इसके लिए हमारा डिस्कशन यही समाप्त होता है।
चलो ठीक है,
बाय बाय,
गुड नाइट,
सो जाओ।